I greet each and every one of you who might have time to join this program. As we know it, as days goes by, things are changing. And when a child is born, you have to start off first of all, obidogodo mumba kesi aga ije. O ibidogo muga kesi egbe igbe. And ka na-aga ọmụa ka esi akwụ ọtọ. Then after obido gaba ije. Ihe mme nji ekwu ihe anụnwa nji ekwu. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because the Biafra restoration that we are fighting, it started when our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu started this struggle in 2012. Started nurturing it, looking for people that he entrusted, or he Biafra Friday Peter. Welcome to the program. And when he got the people that he trusted, begin to put the things in place. Then time goes on, some people were money mongers, selfish interests, in a sense that they prefer whatever they are going to benefit on their own self than the struggle. And today we are where we are today. You all know how our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was missing for 8 days. And in the Kenya where he was, the IPOB family members over there in Kenya cannot be able to give account. So there's a lot of conspiracy, a lot of people are involved in our leader's abduction, extradited to the zoo Nigeria. And when this thing blown out by the Omuada on that particular program that they did, Mazi Chike Dozim was never expected that it is going to go live. It's about saving the struggle. Like what I said some time ago, that Chukwu Kabiyama can use anybody at any time, at any given time. You know, so say now, he can use anybody at any given time in order to do what? To put the record straight. So God uses Omuada in order to bring that interview live for the whole Biafran to listen. And on my own side, as a media, getting reports of what Chinas and Igbo Bunaya are doing, killing our people in Biafra land. I was reporting the message to my superior, the national coordinator of Germany, Maz Collins Chinedu, which was 21st of June, 23rd of June, and 25th of June. All of this has a connection with Chinas and And then after 3 to 4 months later, a news broke out that the Fulani terrorists, they came in Ebonyi State with 15 boats. And if you are following, you will understand that on the 30th of May, 2021, there was a massive massacre of our people that took over 200 lives of our people. And the people have to begin to raise alarm. I hosted them for them to give and to raise alarm for Biafrans to know exactly what is going on in Ebonyi State. On the course of that exposition, they begin to mention Dave Umahi, the ex-governor of Ebonyi State, All here from Mazi, Martina Obunna, Immaculate Uche. Thank you very much. Welcome to the program. They begin to make a connection with Dave Umahi, China Sanworu, that they have sold Ebonyi State. I'm building something here. And that they are killing our people. Pointing houses, killing anybody that stand their way for them not to benefit on anything that they want to benefit from the zoo government. We begin the expose. In the course of that expose that I did, starting from the 1st of September 2021, 2nd September, I run that program for 7 days. It's a spiritual walk. You know what I'm saying now? It's a spiritual walk. And God so kind, on the 8 days, Chike Dozim requested that I should send those reports against Chinas and Wuru, giving me 48 hours to do that. And I did compile all the documents, and I sent it, even though there were a lot of obstacles that never wanted me to send that particular document to Mazi Chika Edoziem. And as a leader meant to protect, do everything humanly possible in order to keep the family together. Just like in the case of the interview that Domwada did in order to ask for accountability. And in my own words, what they did is what our leader put in place, which is called Conflict Resolution Committee, because our leader put all those structures in order whenever problems arises, you report it to the Conflict Resolution Committee for the Conflict Resolution Committee to look into that matter, investigate that matter. And if that person found guilty, the person will be expelled or removed from this great movement of IPOB. As you all know, such a thing was not carried out by the leader of the DOS in the person of Chika Edoziem. Rather, those people were still parading themselves as the members of the DOS. The same case go to China Sanworu. He's still making broadcasts in Radio Biafra, giving orders, sacking people. And as you all know, that recently we did expose against China Sanworu in connection with King Jaja of Opobo, by name Uchenna Batanko. Uchenna not Uchenna Batanko. Uchenna. Not Uchenna. Chinonso somebody, if my memory serves me right. But the bush name was King Jaja. I think Uchenna Batanko is Sapele, the Eastern Security Commander of Anambra State. And so on, a lot of expose was coming out, complaint was coming out. Biafrans all over the world, all of them are listening, they're bringing their complaint, eyes opening there and there. And now we have gotten to this stage where we are today. And this stage where we are today, it's a very sensitive time. Very sensitive time that we are right now as we speak. Very sensitive time. And in this critical moment, you must not allow yourself to be taken off out of this earth without finishing what you are supposed to do. Why am I saying this? We know the first sit-at-home was cancelled in Biafra land. The first one was conducted peacefully. And the second one was to hold, and the China Sanwo-Olu and Chike Doziem and the rest of DOS, they cancelled that particular sit-at-home with no reason. Another one was cancelled, which was supposed to hold on the 5th of November 2021 down to 10th of November 2021 for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That one also was cancelled. A lot of people were asking questions, what is going on? And to compare with other heavy allegations against Chike Doziem not taking a decisive action against Madam Finance. That is Nnenyanya. When order was given to from our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for her to remit the fund in her position to Umueri account, and she said over her dead body. That is command and control. And the command and control were supposed to start from the people who are on the top, showing example, because we who are on the floor members of this great movement, when a command or order is given to us, we obey it. And we expect such a thing to also come from the top when time is needed. But we never see such a thing. Then come these truthful people who are fighting genuinely for the freedom of our people, without expecting anything or any money being given to them, but to do the work which Chukwu Kabiama has given us to do. And that is why that we can now see that sit-at-home is going on, even though it's not active in the whole of entire Biafra land, because it's supposed to be on the whole of 13 states of Biafra land. But we are pushing it. We are sending the message for people to acknowledge what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for, the reason why he is in DSS dungeon, the reason why that the whole world wants to clamp down on Biafra, not to come. If you watch your screen, you are going to see the write-up over there. And the write-up over there says that one of the DOS or IPOB supporters want to poison the autopiloted IPOB. And in my own definition of autopiloted IPOB are the people who are truthful to fight for the freedom of their people. Even though, even in this autopilot IPOB, a lot of people are still going to fall out. A lot of people are going to fall out. But when it comes to that particular time, if you cannot be able to do what you are supposed to do, the train will leave you behind and you are going to be left alone. That is why I use this opportunity to encourage everybody, each and every one of us, to always walk according to our conscience, do what we are supposed to do when the time arises. We're also aware that China Sanwo-Olu on the 18th of August 2021 He cancelled protests all over the world. And he made it clear that if anybody wants to protest, countries being allowed to protest, that those countries or those people should only focus their channel to Kenya embassy. And some of us begin to ask questions, which I was one of the people, if not the only, who is making this constant exposition about the protest cancelled by China Samuru on behalf of the entire DOS. Keep on hammering on that. Even one of the officials of DOS contacted me through somebody, and he claimed that he's not aware of that cancellation of that particular protest. I sent it to him. Few days or weeks later, first protest was conducted in Israel. But the way you see things that is going on today, you will know that the leadership of DOS, as we see today, that they are working hand in hand with the Nigerian government. Recently, they just made a official report that the Fulanis in Biafra land will be protected. Fulanis in Biafra land will be protected. And they are not talking about protecting the Biafrans by putting in things that they promise us. Example of it was on the 22nd of November, 2021, that CCTV camera will be mounted across the entire Biafra land for us to be able to get first-class information against the zoo government and show it to the world what they are committing against us. And when he said that CCTV camera will be mounted, he made it clear that it will be mounted across the towns and villages of the entire Biafra land. And when we are talking about entire Biafra land, we are looking at the whole of 13 states. 13 states of Biafra land that the CCTV camera will be mounted. November have gone and passed. How many CCTV cameras have we seen? It's only when because all of these things I do keep record, which one of the things that I learned from Mazen kind of say that whenever you come into Radio Biafra, if you're not coming with your pen and paper, then you are not going to learn anything. And that helped me a lot on this point. That when time comes, I need to be reminding them this is what they promise. Because I cannot even believe that they have secretaries who are always there in order to take point of everything that they are saying. Because as an official leader, which I believe that Mazen Namdekani is doing that same thing I'm about to say right now. Anytime that our leader is making broadcasts, you will hear him on the background, write it down, write it down. That means there is somebody always beside him, or maybe the person is on the phone listening to the point that he is saying, or somebody is there while he is making his own broadcast, taking points. And when that person maybe get about 10 points, he will pass it to him for our leader Mazen Namdekano to make more analysis or reference about that particular point. So I hardly believe that the leader, the DOS, they have such a thing in place. So people like me, from what I learned from our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, do take my time to remind them of these things that they promised the Afrans that they are going to put in place. How many CCTV cameras have you seen? We saw one. Months before then, we saw one. So I take it as if that when they want to get something from the zoo government, they will go and mount it somewhere to show the world what they are doing. And after that, it's gone. We have several reports about Radio Biafra that is not working in the entire Biafra land. And anytime that you will see Radio Biafra work in Biafra land, it's only when they want to give a special broadcast. But Radio Biafra do work 24/7, and our people are missing a lot of information. People are complaining. I did a lot of expose about that also. And this is not the list. The list goes on and on and on. Now, after they cancel the protests all across the world, and we are shouting, they now re-announce it again after I sent a message to that particular comrade, whom I believe is a member of DOS, because we discussed extensively more than 30 minutes. So through what he's saying, he knows a lot, but he's not aware of what is going on, or some of the things that is going on, the critical points that's supposed to move this struggle forward. We also have a case where on the same 18th of August 2021, China Sanwo-Olu discouraged people not to write bombardment letter to the British Parliament. And according to his word, that anybody who wants to write letter can go ahead and write letter. But as for him and the members of the DOS, that they are not going to write any letter. This also happened on the 18th of August 2021. You understand saying now? As the emerge of this noble family, the truthful people called Autopilot, the people who believe that we have to push into what our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu believe in. So they now want to make sure that as they are killing the Afrans back home, because it's very, very easy for them, because the Nigerian system is not working, they decided that they need to extend it to here in diaspora. And the only way that they can be able to do that is through demonstration. There's a demonstration that is coming up on the 14th and 15th of June 2022 in Brussels. And you know, as IPOB One Family, which I'm also one of the major people who love to be on the ground to make sure that I take a lot of opinions of the people, their grievances against the Nigeria, for them to voice it out. I love protest so much. I love protest so much. Matter of fact, here in Germany, that nowhere where you hear a protest that you cannot see me there. It is impossible. To make sure that I'll be there in order to participate on that protest. But as you know, a lot of things has happened, and we have seen that the DOS are working hand in hand with the Nigerian government, which November 2021. At first, they started campaigning, no Afriland. All of us carried it out. Why are we doing this? We were doing this because we want Nigerian government to feel the pain of what they are doing to us. The senseless killing, abduction, destroying of properties, destroying the properties of our brothers in Lagos. Now, I want you to listen to this to see the reason why that the protest, if you are a true freedom fighter, as they call us Autopilot, the reason why that you must not go to this protest. Come to the next stage. Now listen, but this I'm about to play right now. I got this message on the 24th of March. But the way I do my things, I have to wait when the time is right for me to do what I have to do. 24th of March, I got this message. Now listen.
Mazikbo, anụrụ m ihe ikwe nwanne m mana ịma the worst thing na-eme mmadụ n'ụwa bụ na ị na-arịa ọrịa, ị mara ọrịa ị na-arịa. Ọ discover ọrịa ị na-arịa, then ị mara ọgwụ ị ga-eji wee gwụ ya. Ị mahụ dị ka esi kwadoro ndị Autopilot a. Ngwa ka esi kwadoro ha na Imam believe even Simon Ekpa very soon now. Well, I told me he knew the secret. We are working underground, very serious about him. My brother, upon you what happened our enemy. You need to collect what my brother. It will occur, although Command will advantage over us. Okay, for that guy never not person. Well, here the all of your money people will eat him on his now. On SMS. What I go. Guy, okay for it, or what do you hang up on one kind of name and dot? Okay from that name. While Bobo didn't land the cano. What you do I know a prison not half of these people they will do God. Therefore, one care. Hi. Okay, for poisoning you will honey all of them. I will poison them to death. I told maybe Holland. You told Holland either for Austin. You got Holland very soon. I'm going to go. We from Autopilot. Guy, I'm a mo. Now me will have says, but to obono or tapia pia kamola says, guy, battalion uncle or nani. Chile can be a gozimu. Guy, chuko be okay, gozimu. I say one day, me. At least you will go for a quensu. You got to go. In a tip of Nanda Moria Haneme. In a tip of Nanda for Amori Haneme. How to look at slave forever. These people. You got to go. Ha. Mazibo. Ikaya ni hege very soon. Iya, okwe for Simon. Iga ni hege me nisi. Iga. Aramala hola ga. Elo tete Autopilot. I don't sleep. So, for poisoning here. I swear to my heavenly God, if I see poison, I will poison one. Imana my mother brought Autopilot. More the abuse will poison you here or the signals of war. I'm for this man. Natala, I will wait for it. It's not like Korea. It's not like not be ever. We now tomorrow when I do machine now, but I now war. You got to go. Then somebody put us the Koya freedom. Ndị ala pụta sị na ha autopilot. Na-emebisi ihe niile, na-emebisiri isi mmadụ ihe niile, na-emebisila ihe niile ka iri ime no slave ndị Fulani. Ị na-achịgbo na that kind person bụ your friend. Ukpo, ọ gakwa mma na ịchụzuru your friend. Hapụ ndị autopilot. Na ndị akwado wee pụta. Kama na the problem mụ na gị na-abụ were bụ na autopilot ha declare go war against IPOB mana ya amabeghị. Ọ dịkwa ka ihe mere after the Biafran war. No victory, no vanquish. Mana from that day Biafran war stop ka ndị Fulani bidoro na-agba war against us mana ya amabeghị now. All that formula ka ndị autopilot dị. Ha na-agba war but anyị wa amabeghị. I can eme peace meet. Mana mụ nwa achọpụtago onye mere nji akwado. Kwefe ọtapịapịa. Nga na-ebu ya n'akpa ebe ọ bụ na m fụrụ ha ntoiri ya ha ọhịa Biafra ka anyị nọsikwa ike.
Let's play it again before we analyze it.
Maazị Ikpo, anụrụ m ihe ikwu nwanne m mana ịma na the worst thing na-eme mmadụ n'ụwa bụ na ị na-arịa ọrịa ịmara ọrịa ị na-arịa I discover ọrịa na-arịa then ị mara ọgwụ ị ga-eji wee gwụ ya. Ị mahụ dị ka anyị si kwadoro ndị autopilot a. Ngwa ka anyị si kwadoro ha na Imam Believer. Even Simon Ekpa very soon now. Well, I told me the secret. We are working underground very serious about him. Ị ga na ihe ga-eme na. My brother, ọ bụrụ na ị ghọtabere na ndị our enemy, ị nidikwara ịghọta Ikpo my brother. Igbo ọdụ maka ndị awa advantage over us. Ọkwa ifuda guy n'ebe a na-akpọ Sonny. Well, ihe ndị kpọrọ afịa many people nwere ike ime ya. Ọ na-ezezi m eze na. Ọ na-eze m eze. Ịghọtago. Guy ọkwa ifuru onwere ihe m ga-afụ n'ụwa aka ya n'ime ndị ọzọ. Ọkwa ifuru ndị a niile gbalụ mgbọgbọgide Nnamdi Kanu. Onye ndu anyị nọ na prison na-ata ahụhụ. These people they will know God. Therefore nwa nke ha. Hi. Okay, for poison, all of them I will poison them to death. After maybe Holland, here to Holland, either for Austin. Nka Holland very soon. I'm going to we from autopilot. Guy, amamu na mewo ha says, but obono otapia ka mola says, guy, mpataria na mpo ona anani. Chineke ga-egozi mu. Guy, chukwu ka bi o ga-egozi mu ga-asị nwa m ndeme. At least ni wepụgo ofu ekwensu. Ịghọtago? Ị na-achịkwa m na ndị amụrụ ihe ha na-eme. Ị na-achịkwa m na ndị anyị fọrọ amụrụ ihe ha na-eme. Ha tụrụ ka anyị bụrụ slave forever. These people. Ịghọtago? Ha. Maazị Igbo. Ị ka ya n'ihe ga-eme very soon. Ọkwa ifo Simon, ị ga n'ihe ga-eme ya n'isi. Ị ga ara mala hụla ga elotete ndị autopilot I don't sleep. So for poison ga ha. I swear to my heavenly God, if I see poison, I will poison one. Imana my mother will autopilot, no one will poison you or the symbols of poor. I'm for this man, Natalia, can we wait for it? It's not like Korea. It's not like not be ever, we not tomorrow when I do machine, not while in our world, not. You got to go. Then somebody put us the Koya freedom. Ndị ala pụtasị na ha autopilot. Na-emebisi ihe niile, na-emebisiri isi mmadụ ihe niile, na-emebisila ihe niile ka iri ime no slave ndị Fulani. Ị na-achịgbo na that kind person bụ your friend. Ukpo, ọ gakwa mma na ịchụzuru your friend. Hapụ ndị autopilot. Na ndị akwado wee pụta. Kama na the problem mụ na gị na-abụ were bụ na autopilot ha declare go war against IPOB mana ya amabeghị. Ọ dịkwa ka ihe mere after the Biafran war. No victory, no vanquish. Mana from that day, Biafran war stop. Can the Fulani bidoro now war against us? Mana ya amabeghị now. All that formula can autopilot dị. Ha na-agba war, but anyị wa amabeghị. I can eme peace meet. Mana mụ nwa achọpụtago. Onye mere nji akwado. Kwefe ọtapịapịa. Nga na-ebu ya n'akpa. Ebe ọ bụ na m fụrụ ha ntoiri ya ha. Ọhịa Biafra. Ka anyị nọsikwa ike.
Now, I don't know who this man is, But if this message will go viral, somebody must have known who is Mazi Ikpo. And Mazi Ikpo, that he is telling their secret plan against the real Omu Chineke. He does not support whatever that is going on. And as you can hear the man, as you can hear his voice, if this message goes viral, if it goes viral, somebody must have known who this man is. Because like I said, if he is not a member of DOS, then he is a supporter of the DOS. And this man must have been one of the people who are benefiting from all the criminality that more especially Chike Doziem and China Sanworu are doing in this struggle. You know what I'm saying now? He declared Mazi Simon Ekpa as an enemy, that they are planning evil against him, and you know what they want to do. The same thing that they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or they wanted to do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because they wanted to kill him. That is why none of them can be able to give account of his whereabouts for the past 8 days before he was rendited to the zoo Nigerian government. They wanted to kill him because he is standing on their way. And if you begin to make more research or investigation, you will see that China Sanworu is very deep into this. Because China Sanworu was the person who stand behind Igbo Bunne and the entire executive, whom our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, during the NSAS protest, sacked him and the entire executive from Ebonyi State as the Ebonyi State coordinator. But Igbo Bunne is still there, parading himself as the Ebonyi State coordinator. Now, he said that all the autopiloted IPOB must be poisoned. Must be poisoned. And how and where? Gathering. Because you know, when we go to protest, after going to protest, we do eat and a reconni. And apart from that, they might stab you. If police come, police is not going to judge anything. That is a fact. Because the world never wanted Biafra to come. So whatever that will make Biafra not to come, the world will support it. Nigerian government will support it. You understand what I'm saying now? Just to make sure that they accomplish their mission. And their mission is for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never to come out. Their mission is for Biafra not to see the light of the day. Because they know these two things. Once referendum is conducted in Biafra land, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, these people will never set their foot in Biafra land again. Their family will never set their foot in Biafra land again. Their wives will never set their foot in Biafra land again. Because if your husband is doing something that is evil, It is your priority as a woman to do what? To advise your husband that what you are doing is not good. You know what I'm saying now? What you are doing, it is not good. It is evil. So they know that this is their last chance to make sure that Biafra never come, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never released from the DSS dungeon. So they will do everything humanly possible for them to try to stop us. Because with what we are doing, we make Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be relevant in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying now? With what we are doing, we make the legal team to be relevant in the zoo, Nigeria. Not that we so much believe in the legal team, because the legal team can never give us Biafra restoration. They can only extend. They can only make us to get or to convert more people to see the truth, for us to be supporting the Eastern Security Network through Umwiri account, so that the men can be able to do their job. I'm saying that men to do their job, not that we put that ESM is illegal. No, that was a law that called a tort law, T-O-R-T, tort law. And this tort law was enacted in 1968, that nobody had any right to cross anybody's territory. You're in the north, protect your land. If you are in the west, protect your land. East, which is old eastern region, protect your land. Omotogun is there. Hejba police is there. Even the Miyetti Allah security network that is controlling the whole of Zoo Nigeria is there. So why can't we have our own Eastern security network? But they know that because we are the true children of Chukwu Kabiama, that with the coming of Biafra, the whole black race will be free. Will be free. So they don't want that to happen. That is why nobody talks about the over 5 million Biafran that was massacred during the 1967-1970 Biafran war through starvation. They don't want to talk about it. And that is why each time that our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu talked about Biafra issues in all these world power institutions, they all walk away. Because they don't want to see Biafra come. So they are doing everything, using anybody who is vulnerable to them in order to do what? To penetrate, to disrupt this agitation or this liberation phase that we are right now today. And this is one of it. This is one of it. They want to poison everybody. So as they are killing our people back home, it is not enough for them, because some of us have come out to protect those people, even those ones that they announced their name in Radio Biafra. Somehow they got our contact and they complain. We investigate and make sure that their names are removed from the saboteur for them to continue their job. Another point that he talked about, the man said that he is going to travel to Holland to go and kill somebody. They will come as a friend. They will pretend that they are a friend, but you have to be wise. You will be thinking that they are with you, but they are not. They have a mission. They have a mission, and their mission is to make sure that they stop this Biafra restoration not to come. We are in the last phase of the restoration of Biafra. That is the reason why that our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu gave Biafrans all over the world 150 days prayer. And he said, by the end of this prayer, or even before the end of this prayer, that you are going to see things happening. You know, so say now, you are going to see things happening. And this is exactly what is happening. This is exactly what happened. Somebody can travel all the way from, I don't know where, to Holland to go and kill somebody. But the question that I'm asking some of these people, even in my unit, you will have about 150 people in a platform, WhatsApp platform, throwing link from here and there. But when it comes a time for them to, please, but when it comes for them, time for them, please don't call. I will give out a number to call for you to give your own contribution. Please don't call, because I'm using the device to make a program. Now, when a protest is being called, you hardly see these great numbers. You also say now, to come out in masses, to demonstrate against the zoo government. Through the international lines, more shall we here in diaspora. But somebody can travel all the way from Holland to go and kill somebody. That is for you to see how desperate that these people are. Then he made a point where he said that we, the autopiloters, want to make them slave. In my own translation to that, I will say that because of the coming of Autopilot IPOB, we stand for the truth, we end the career agitators. And they know by the coming of the Biafra, that they are going to remain slavery in a foreign man's land, because our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, how can you be protecting what another man's built? How can you live in another man's country that they fought for, but you don't care about your own country? In this case, Biafra restoration. Now we are going to listen to this interview that Umuada did with Mazi Chike Doziem. And this is one of the chances that they have in order to put things in place. And believe you me, the time this interview was made, I think maybe the Chike Doziem was not compromised. But maybe there are some crooked movement that he is doing, or maybe they blackmail him somehow and then he turn around. Because with this interview that you are seeing, you can see that everything is working so well. And you can see the innocence in him while responding to Umuada. You know, so say now, some of you will say that these women right now, they are not together anymore, that they are enemies of each other because of one thing or the other. Then I'm telling you that Chukwu Okike Abiama, the God that we serve, can speak through anything or anybody. He can do anything as long as that he got what he wants. And this is an example of that. This message, this interview that you are seeing is one of it. To put the record straight. You understand what I'm saying now? So let us listen and see. If you were to be a leader, you are listening and you are following what is going on. And after listening to this, what would have been your next decision? What could you have done in order to put the record straight? Let's listen to this IPOB American Women interview with Chika Edoziem, the HOD of the DOS. Then you will hear some of the things. And one of the places that I have a problem, and I want to ask you, if you are second in command and you were supposed to have a meeting, a Zoom meeting or physical meeting with your superior, and then at that particular time where you are supposed to have this meeting, you didn't see him, 10 minutes late, 20 minutes, 30 minutes late, what would be your reaction? Are you not supposed to be worried? But in this case, for the 8 good days, he did not worry. He did not worry. Because what he said there, that he got the news as everyone else. And in this case, we are talking about the leader. We are talking about the leader of the HOD. So he is not just everybody else. He is not just everybody else. He is an official IPOB leader in this movement to make sure that everything is working fine. So his job and my job shouldn't be the same. He has more priority. You understand what I'm saying now? He has more priority in order to make sure that things are working well. But he said that he heard it as everyone else. You are also going to hear when he said that somebody told him that look at the news that he saw in Zoom media, but he regarded it as one of the propagandas news of the Zoo Nigerian government. And you know, Nigerian government, they don't play with anything that have to do with IPOB. If it is negative, they are going to report it directly. If it is negative, they are going to report it directly. But if it is positive, they are going to target allegedly, in order to give if the case is going to go to court on thereabout, for them to have a chance to do what? To win the case if they have the chance to do that. But anything that had to do with IPOB and this movement, Nigerian government, they are on top of it. That is why our leaders say that they spent over $30 billion in order to suppress whatever that is coming out from Nigeria. But anything that will make this movement to crash, they are the ones to be forced to report it. Now, HOD said here, he said that he had the news just like everyone else. And if I was him, I would do what I have to do in order to do what? To put the family together. He has so many chances. But now, what they want to do with this demonstration in order to begin to kill all the Autopilot, which are the true freedom fighters. Now listen.
I quickly, or maybe people much for coming here, and I think I have a lot of questions to ask, but I will basically go.
The person that you are hearing her voice is Wanda Azuka. Wanda Azuka is the person who is asking this question to the HOD of DOS. And according to what I heard, allegedly, that there had been a first conference meeting like this that they had. You know what I'm saying now? And this was the second one. This was the second one.
So maybe one or two. Okay. Were you aware that Onyendu was illegally abducted from Kenya? Hello?
Can you be specific to your question?
If you're not hearing it very clear, please, if you're not hearing the voice of what they are saying, please indicate. Let me start it again. Let me start it again.
Much for coming here, and I think I have a lot of basic two.
A lot of people are now interested in this restoration of Biafra. That is why when you hear them in Radio Biafra, they will be asking for proof. We need proof. You cannot tell us that this thing is happening here and we just went ahead to take an action. We need a proof. It is because that they have already started working with the Zoo government long time ago. Long time ago. They have started working with the Zoo government long time ago. That is why they are looking for a proof. And in this 2021, last year, when Chike Doziem promised Biafrans CCTV camera, where did you see CCTV camera? Where? CCTV camera is nowhere to be found. You have to wait to see that the other news carried it. And you know that Nigerian government media can never and will never support anything that will be in a favor of IPOB and Biafrans at large. They will only support whatever negativity. So, news like that broke out. You didn't believe it. Even after when you were supposed to be your brother's keeper, your leader's keeper, ask question. Why did he? He's supposed to. Because the question that Wanda Azuka asked him, did you ask people who are close to him? When did you know that he was abducted? When did you know? Let's continue.
I'm in my workplace for a couple of hours. I couldn't get it. I couldn't make sense out of it. And after I recovered from that shock, I left work. I went home and I called an emergency.
After he recovered from that shock, he went to work. And when he got back home, he called for emergency. After he recovered from that shock, he went to work. He went to work. And when he got back, he called for an emergency meeting after 8 days. So if our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was killed during that period of 8 days, what are we going to be talking right now? I don't know if you know what I'm saying now. What are we going to be talking right now? What are we going to say? Our leader said that he will give his life for Biafra restoration. Does not mean that our people will deliberately sabotage him. He has to finish his work. We have to sit with him when Biafra is restored, crack joke with him, for him to enjoy the fruit of his labor. After he recovered from that shock, he went to work, and then when he come back, he called for emergency meeting. Let's continue.
US meeting. And we began to deal on this matter. And what are we going to do? What happened? What happened? What happened? After that day, we said, okay, we will individually make our own investigations. And yes, I called people who are close to him who may know. First person I called was the secretary. I called her and I asked her, direct question, if she was aware and what time, at what date was she or became she have the knowledge that Onyendu was arrested. And bearing in mind on the 19th.